Okay. So I'm really glad that we get a chance to talk a little bit about the conference today. For anybody who doesn't know Amy, she is the president of the Touch for Health Kinesiology Association in the US. And they're hosting their, what is it, the 43rd annual conference this year?
42nd. I'm losing track. And it's consecutive years. So that's impressive.
Right. So I feel lucky enough that I've been invited back. I get to be one of the speakers at the conference this year, and I get to be roommates with Amy again, which is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But I just wanted to hear from you about anything that you're particularly excited about that's coming up next month.
Yeah, so the lineup of presenters that we have for this year's conference, it really is. We say this every year, this is a conference you don't want to miss, but it truly is one of those conferences that I think, okay, to have Wayne Topping come back, I don't know when was the last time he presented at a conference. Richard Harnack is presenting. What's that?
We had him at the IKC conference that I was involved in Banff, but I don't know when the last time he was at a Touch for Health one was.
It's been a while to my understanding. I just don't know how long. So to have him, we have Flo Barber-Hancock presenting again. We have you presenting again, which is always a joy. So if people want to see the full list of who our presenters are, it is on our website. So they can go to touchforhealth.us and click on the conference link, and you'll see everybody who's listed. Dr. Ann Jensen, she's going to be presenting, and so excited to hear what her research has done for in the field of kinesiology. And so it just every presenter that has agreed to come or approached us, can we talk, it just got better and better as time has gone on. And so I really encourage people, go to the website, see who our presenters are. And I'm not just saying we have good presenters, we actually do have good presenters. So see for yourself. It will be a conference there's something for everyone. And that really excites me, because I remember being that level 1 Touch for Health student, hearing about the conference, but not quite fully understanding what these people were all going to be talking about. Where this year we have something for the level 1 student of Touch for Health, or we have the person who's been doing this for 20 years or more, to hear what's going on more recently along the lines of kinesiology.
Right. And for people who are readers of Specialized Kinesiology magazine, some of the people that are going to be presenting at this conference have contributed really great articles in the last few issues, like Ann Jensen, for instance, who wrote for the Back to Basics issue, Matthew Thie, who was the feature interview for that, but also Robert Frost wrote a lovely article about balancing with gemstones in the last issue, and he's going to be at the conference too, which is really nice.
He is.
Yeah, so if you want background on any of those people, if you look through some of the back issues, they've written some really great stuff, and so it's nice to get to hear from them as well as see what they've written. And as far as I'm really excited about doing a pre-conference workshop with Wayne. I haven't had a chance to do that before, but I'm going to attend his biokinetics workshop, so that's really great.
Yeah, so you mentioned pre-conference. We do have pre-conference workshops that are being offered, and yes, Wayne Topping is one that is offering. I'm going to keep saying, go to the website because it really has. You can read about what the workshops are about. We have Matthew doing a metaphor goal setting pre-conference workshop, and then following up with a post-conference workshop for Touch for Health instructors who want to turn around and become a metaphor instructor. So they can do the pre-conference and post-conference and enjoy the conference in its entirety and go home as a certified metaphor instructor. And the other bonus, if you sign up for a pre or post conference workshop, you get a discount price if you attend the full conference. So Alexis, I know you have your GEMS post conference workshop scheduled, which is great. Anyone who hasn't done one of Alexis's GEMS classes, you're gonna leave with some great applicable. That's for me. I need something that I can do.
Yes.
And so I love your GEMS class. You know that, Alexis. But anyway, it is, come to the conference. You get a discount on any of your pre and post workshops that you would be attending as well. So that's always a bonus. And you get meals thrown in too. This year we're doing something a little different, and that is offering lunches or dinner for our pre and post conference workshops. And so for anyone who's been a part of any of our pre or post conference workshops, we know that food is always crucial, and we don't always have the brain cells to think, what am I going to eat when I'm done with class for the day? So to be able to sit down to a decent meal, for me, I always appreciate that. So yeah, you get a meal or two thrown in there with your pre or post workshop price.
That's great. Yeah. And I mean, oftentimes that's so much fun, right? I've looked at conferences before and gone, oh, do I really want to do the buffet lunch thing? But when you're there, everybody's there. That's when you get a chance to talk to the other students, you get a chance to talk to the other presenters. You get to field questions and you get to ask your questions, and it's pretty amazing. So definitely worth doing.
It is.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy it just as much for the friendships that I develop while I visit. The food, it gets to the point, yes, I know I need nourishment, but the visiting is just, the networking is so valuable. So that's the other thing I'm gonna encourage people who are attending. Bring a stack of your business cards. I went home from last year's conference disappointed that I didn't have some of the business cards of some of the people that I was meeting for the first time.
Right.
And so I know everything's going digital, but there's something old-fashioned about being able to hand someone your business card and receive one in return. So good excuse to get some new ones printed out for me. So
Okay.
yeah.
So for you personally, what are you most looking forward to from this conference, either as part of a workshop or somebody who you want to see, or anything that is really stand out for you?
I always appreciate the pre and post conference workshops, and I don't think there's been a conference I've attended that I haven't been a part of a pre or post conference workshop. It just always has been great to be able to take in a workshop that I wouldn't have maybe typically traveled specifically for, but being able to attend a pre or post conference workshop. But the conference itself, I always look forward to being inspired, to learning something. I always say I'm going to take really good notes so that when I go home, I can put some of these things into practice that I've learned. I haven't turned into the excellent note taker yet, but what I have found out, you buy the DVD of the presenters, and so that has been my lifesaver, where I've been able to purchase the DVD of the presenter and watch it again and say, oh yeah, that's how you did that technique, or so going home with renewed enthusiasm, but also some hands-on. I am a touch for health purist, if you will. I'm one who likes to apply the techniques. I like to be able to add on to what I already do. And every year I go home with something new that I can use in conjunction with Touch for Health, or an extension of Touch for Health. And so I a little bit of everything, Alexis. Pre, post, during the conference. Which part do you want to talk about? But it really is, like I said already, there's going to be something for everyone. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about these conferences, that I can take something home. Just a short story. A couple of years ago, the conference was in Chapel Hill, and I had reconnected with a high school friend. She had never taken a Touch for Health class, but just one phone conversation with me, and I had just kind of offhanded mentioned the conference. She attended the conference, never taking a Touch for Health class before in her life, and said it was life-changing in a positive way for her. And I believe it was that same summer and fall, she went on to take levels 1 and 2 of Touch for Health. And so there you have it. Someone who's never taken a class benefited and appreciated coming to the conference. So, and I'm not just saying that because she's a friend. I mean, she was genuine in that, and it's been a great way to reacquaint with a high school classmate that, Touch for Health has brought us back together again. So
that's wonderful.
Touch for Health conference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to go back a second, you had mentioned a moment ago the DVD from the presenters.
Yes.
It was brought to my attention that one of the options for instructors who are doing the conferences pre and post this year is going to be to have their class taped as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice to know too, that I guess students of classes would have the option of being able to buy the DVD from the class. Is that part of it, so that you could review, or?
That is my understanding, and I'm sorry I don't have those very specific details. To the best of my knowledge, it is exactly as you described, that it would be something that, the people attendees, for the workshop would be able to purchase the DVD and have it to, at their disposal for reviewing and for sharing. It's a great way to turn around. We're working on getting everything electronically, so the DVD is starting to become the thing of the past, and so doing what we can to keep up with the times and to really utilize modern technology. So it would be just a purchase and download instead of having to wait for your DVD to come in the mail.
Great. I mean, being of the bigger, better, faster now persuasion myself, if I can pay for it and click and have it arrive, as opposed to trying to have something mailed to my home in the middle of nowhere, that works for me.
Yeah. It works for all of us. We're in an instantaneous society, and my laptop doesn't read DVDs anymore. I upgraded, and that's what I get for upgrading. You need the old devices sometimes to have them be the DVD readers. So we're doing what we can to stay up with the times, and that is something that I see as a benefit for the members, of the association, and really growing with the times, and again, utilizing what we have right at our fingertips.
I love that idea. For me, this is throwing back actually to the conversation that Matthew and I had for that interview, where we were talking about the fact that the industry is growing, the way that we communicate is changing. I mean, how great is it that he's in California and I'm in Costa Rica, and we can have this interview and we can make it available to anybody instantly, and we can do all these things. And at the same time, Touch for Health is such a hands-on, you and I working together on something where we're using just such a simple technique. And I find that these ideas for the conferences that are coming up now are so great because it feels like such a convergence of those ideas that
Yeah.
we have this, we've got new apps, we've got new websites, we've got all of this stuff happening, and yet there's still that power in everybody in a room
Right.
actually getting to communicate face to face and share that energy, that intention. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unless you have anything else that you want to add in about it. Oh, I remembered the last question I was going to ask.
Sure.
Is there anything really interesting that you want to share with anyone, or I don't know if it's top secret right now, about the gala dinner? As I was promised barbecue and harmonicas and John McGuire singing blues songs and all kinds of stuff. So I was just curious if there's any sneak peek details that you want to share about that.
Well, I'll just say it's always a good time at the banquet. And it is a fundraising banquet. So, it's what happens at the banquet, stay at the banquet. Must be present to participate. How's that? No, it's always a grand time. And so, I'm not going to give away too many details, but, you've shared enough about it. And, it's always a good time. And you never know what you're going to get. And what happens at the Touch for Health banquet stays at the Touch for Health banquet.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Amy.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing everyone at the conference. They can go to the website to register. That is, I'll just throw that in closing. The easiest way to register is go to the website, touchforhealth.us, and just follow the links to conference, registration. And if you have any questions, there's people in the office to help you out. So thanks for having me, Alexis.
Thanks.